Alright, you guys, welcome back to another Fallout 4 episode. Now, last time where we left off, we were going to talk with Nick Valentine here, but I'm actually gonna no-clip ahead of time here because I think that some of the cinematics here are gonna take a little too long, so I'm just gonna quickly no-clip to where we have to go to his office, so hold on, you guys. And we are here! In Nick Valentine's office in Diamond City.
It's hard to mistake this mug for anyone else.
You keep laughing at Death. Someday, Death's gonna laugh back.
Not as long as I got a few friends to back me up.
You saved Nick, this agency, and my job. Thank you.
Pay me? No! Of course I'm not gonna tell her to pay me! Not only that, but that would also be like in a jerky kind of way. And why would I be sarcastic? I just saved somebody's life. No, you're welcome.
Happy to do it.
Yeah? Go diving into scary pre-war ruins all the time then, do you? Here.
Pretty much.
I know an amount wasn't on the table when you went out to find him, but you deserve a reward. Plus a little something extra. You know, if you're looking...
Oh, god dang it, I'm too fat. She gave me something extra. Oh, a piece of gear, that's what. Oh, I'm too fat.
Our new friend needs our help first.
Two pieces of gear, actually.
Take a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Sit down. Before I do, hold on. Let me check my inventory and clear out the junk that you gave me, because I'm too fat. I don't even need this. Or the blue jacket? No. Yeah, so, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. I'm sorry, guys. I had to, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna sit down.
When you're trying to
and
find someone
here we go.
who's gone missing, the devil is in the details. Tell me everything you can, no matter how painful it might be.
Well, you see, I was frozen in a cryopod, and then these raiders killed my wife and took my son, and then they ran off, and then years later I froze. I'll describe Vault 111.
We were in a vault when it happened. Vault 111. It was some kind of cryo facility.
You were on ice, huh? More importantly, you were underground, sealed up. A lot of obstacles to get through just to take one person. What else can you tell me?
Describe the murderer, the kidnappers. Oh god, wait a minute. Isn't the kidnappers and the murderer the same person? Describe the kidnappers, describe the murderer. We all know what happened. It was kidnapped by the same person. That was not only a murderer, but a kidnapper. So doesn't that make him a thug? So aren't they kind of the same thing? No. We're gonna describe the murderer first.
My wife was murdered. She was trying to keep them from taking Sean, and they just...
It's okay. You don't need to say anything more.
So, we're talking about a group of cold-hearted killers. But they waited until something went wrong to resort to violence. Anything else you remember?
Describe the kidnappers. Might as well, because there's no point.
There was a man...
Because they're both the same.
They didn't say much. But I remember they called me the backup.
So we're talking a small team. Professionals. The kind that know to keep their lips tight when they're on the job. Not sure what the backup means, though. Anything else you remember?
Okay, now the more important question. Describe Sean.
We're looking for my son, Sean. He's less than a year old. Why would anyone take him?
Good question. Why your family in particular? Why an infant? Someone would be taking on all of his care, and a baby needs a lot of it. That confirms it. This isn't a random kidnapping. Whoever took your kid had an agenda. There's a lot of groups in the Commonwealth that take people. Raiders, super mutants, the Gunners, and of course there's the Institute.
Yeah, the place that I still don't trust right now! The Institute!
So you think this institute is responsible?
Well,
Of course they're responsible! My red flags are going up on the Institute!
Them. Easy to see why. Those early model synths of theirs strip whole towns for parts, killing everything in their way. Then you got the newer models, good as human, infiltrate cities and pull strings from the shadows. Worst of all, no one knows why they do it, what their plan is, or where they are. Not even me. I'm a synth myself. A discarded prototype anyway.
You know what my sneaking suspicion is, you guys? Hey, even though I beat the game, I know a lot of you guys haven't completely beat the game yet, but I'm just telling you guys, okay? For my sneaky suspicion that somehow Kellogg and the Institute are teamed up together and they both kidnapped Sean on purpose. That's my suspicion. Kellogg was also a part of the Institute. But more importantly, he's a synth. You're one of them.
You're one of them. They made you.
Yeah, I've heard it all before. You're a freak. You've got something to hide.
I don't care if Piper disliked that. It's the truth.
Truth is,
He knew where he was made, from the Institute. He should know how to get in.
arrogant enough to throw their unwanted trash into the Commonwealth to fend for itself.
Well, I mean, he does know where he came from, but he is a prototype. I know that for a fact, but he should have the way in. That just pisses me off.
What's with the hard look?
Either
Finding
way,
Sean.
I need to find Sean.
You're right. The speculation is getting us off track. Let's focus on what you saw. What did these kidnappers look like?
Distant voices, carried a gun, bald and scarred. Describe outfits. I really want to go with bald and scarred, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going with it. Bald and scarred.
One of them came right up to me. Bald head. Scar.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to. It was just the heat of the moment.
Couldn't be. You didn't hear the name Kellogg at all, did you?
Whew. So yes, I was right. Kellogg and the Institute are working together. I might have.
I might have. Everything was foggy.
Way too big of a coincidence. Ellie, what notes do we have about the Kellogg case?
The description matches. Bald head, scar, reputation for dangerous mercenary work, but no one knows who his employer is.
And he bought a house here in town, right? He had a kid with him, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. The house in the abandoned wet stands. The boy with him was around 10 years old.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute here, you guys. Now, I was frozen in the cryopod, but when we were unfrozen, they kidnapped Sean and they killed my wife. But then I was frozen again.
Well, you know how to give
I was frozen, but then years must have passed. If I remember correctly, Cosworth said at least 200 years, or 210 years to be exact. So, the year we were frozen was 200 years ago. And since when we were unfrozen, the murderers killed the wife, and then we were frozen again 10 years later. So, my suspicion is that it's Sean, because he was growing up. He was a baby when we saw him get kidnapped, but then 10 years passed. So it's gotta be Sean. Right?
Sean. It has to be. Somehow.
Don't
Because
think
we
the
were frozen, and then years passed, and then he grew up.
That's over 9 years difference.
Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right about this, because we were frozen, and then he grew up 10 years later, because we were still frozen in the cryopod.
Walk over to Kellogg's last known address. See if we can snoop out where he went.
Security doesn't really go to that part of town, but you two should still be careful.
I always am.
Lies! Oh, sorry guys, I coughed. If you're always careful, then why did you get caught in Vault 114, mister? Hey, don't you walk out on that doormat! People these days, am I right, guys? Great. So, Kellogg's house is in town here. So, you know what? I think this is a good time to stop the episode here. Alright. It's making sense now. It's all coming together. So, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but this is my suspicion. Kellogg and the Institute are working together. And I bet that's why they took Sean 10 years ago. So, the Institute wanted my son for a reason. So I bet they want me to come hunt him down. But I don't know, I may be wrong about that. But I'm definitely gonna try and save my son. But this is all coming together now. Like, the first time I play through a game, I don't understand it fully, but when I go back, I actually do get the full meaning of it. So, I bet Kellogg bought a house here, and he wants us to go inside his house and see if he has any clues lying around. And I bet he wants us to go there, because it's probably going to be a waste of time for me and Nick. So he can keep on his plans moving forward. But I may be wrong about that too. But I'm just telling you guys my opinion. I know some of you guys haven't played through the full game just yet. So I'm just trying to help you guys out and telling you my opinion as well. Okay? So, also, this makes more sense now. That guy that we saw 10 years ago that killed our wife and took Sean, he is Kellogg. But we don't know who the mystery lady is. That's the big conclusion. Who was behind the hazmat suit? My suspicion is that it's his assistant. But the big important thing here is Kellogg stole Sean, and I bet he transferred Sean over to the Institute. So we may think that Kellogg took Sean, but we don't know that. So he's probably gonna say, you waste your time hunting me down, and I delivered it to the Institute by now, so you're too late. Huh? Am I right? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I actually know for a fact that that's probably gonna be his plan by the time we find them. Gosh. Even though this is my second time playing through the full game again, it's so irritating. It's giving me a headache, because now I'm gathering all this knowledge. I'm actually playing through the game again. I'm actually fully understanding the actual game. I mean, I actually do know the actual game, but I'm actually really starting to understand the full meaning of what really happened, because now I got all this knowledge because I went back in the game, and now I actually know what's gonna happen now, and I bet some of you guys do too. So next time, you guys, when we come back, we will start off the game with full maximum knowledge. And we will be 20 times wiser and smarter with this knowledge in the next episode. And we will search every single inch of Kellogg's house if we have to. Because that's what the game wants us to do, and why the frick not? So thanks again, everybody, so much for watching. I probably blabbered on enough, so I'm going to stop the episode right here. So next time, when we come back, we are going to search Kellogg's house for clues, and we'll see if he is guilty or not. So see you guys in the next episode.